All right, moment of truth, guys. See if this is gonna work. Probably not, but. You're kidding me. I was right on the tube then. I broke my truck and it works better. Well, hell, that never happens. So, engine sounds better too. Sounds a lot better. So now, I'm just going to take it for a quick test run. If that works, maybe I'll return the EGR valve and then just say the hell with putting it in. There. Grab all this, grab my glasses. I gotta put my hand. So what I did is I blocked off the vacuum tube. So when the truck was running rough, I'm just gonna put this away over here. Yeah, my truck sounds better. Like a lot better. Oh, guess can't drive with the hood up, eh? Now I did rehook the EGR valve. I rehooked it up, and I put a gasket on there. I'm not going to go far because what I'm worried about is that well, the truck actually sounds better now. My check engine light's still on, so I don't care if the check engine light's on saying your EGR valve is screwed up. If it's if I got it working. So see what happens when we put it in here. It's either gonna die or it's gonna go. Yeah. Oh, don't run over the well. I'll probably have Barry barking at me. Yeah, I got the seatbelt off. Shut up. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna do one of the. Okay, now technically I'm not on the road. My aunt's probably, what's Reggie doing? Why is he driving in the field? If that solves my EGR valve problem. Spinning, or is that, what was that? I think it was spinning there. Hopefully that was just spinning. So I want to take this on the road and okay, the power's instant. I've been through too much today to have a seatbelt thingy. Ding. Like, I'm screaming in my head, you guys. I'm screaming in my head. Okay, so. Just if it conks out, we'll see what it does. And we're also going to find out whether it was the EGR. So, reverse. Careful, this truck's kind of fast. See how my RPMs are doing? Yeah, it's about normal. Holy Jesus, hot in here. So forward. Yeah, like the second I touch the gas, away she goes. So two things. Number one, it does kind of confirm that it was the EGR valve. Ah, piece of my freaking toolkit. No, don't blow across the yard. Number two, blocking off the pipe does the job. Now I still have the EGR valve, the old one, hooked up. But if I could drive around with it, like, what I'm... My truck's got more power. So I want to watch the idle for a bit there. Just gotta put the window down. Holy jeez. It's 2. Hint of roughness, but there could be a little bit of leakage past that intake pipe too. But 600 RPM, that's where she idles. I mean, that needle's not moving, it's not going up and down. Like, that's pretty freaking rock solid. There's throttle response now. Why is that still? I think that's because of the old oil. I gotta get that oil out of there. Now the question is, if I leave the EGR valve open, or like if it's stuck open, you know, what I was thinking, if I disconnect it, it might be stuck closed, but because, you know, they're supposed to be staying closed. Barley, little dog. Okay, so the experiment seems to be a success. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is see if I can find better bolts, because the little dinky little bolts in there, I don't think they're going to stay in there. So I got to find better bolts. Block off the vacuum. And how would I block off with the 2 bolts snapped out of the EGR valve? I'll show you on the new valve. That's what I'll do. I'll show you what I got to do now. But it runs and drives. Check engine light. Like, if it does that weird thing again, I'll know that there's another problem on top of that. But did I just create another problem? I don't know. According to the item, it says no. Well, anyway, that's all I'm going to do with it today. I'll call that a slight win. Okay, so if the valve is activated and it's stuck open, is that just another exhaust port, is what I'm getting at. Because what the codes were telling me is that the EGR valve was stuck open. And because it was stuck open, you would get an extra flood of gas into the cylinders to reburn. That's what the EGR valve does, is it takes your exhaust, and the particles that larger particles that haven't burnt off get dumped back into your engine to reburn again, which kills your performance, robs you of horsepower, but it lowers your, it lowers your emissions, right? Now, not saying I don't care about emissions. What I'm saying is I care more about a truck that drives. So the vacuum coming back to the back of the manifold, back into the throttle body, that's where it comes in. So what was happening when I started it up, the truck was going boom, boom. It was doing it smoothly. What was happening there was I was just the hose vacuuming in air, you know, with the pulse of the V8, because it was smooth while it was doing it. Just, you wouldn't want to drive like that. It'd be pretty crazy. So if I can get away with that, I'll return the valve, because I didn't do anything to the valve, you know, and say, hey, you didn't give me 4 bolts anyway. But I don't know what the consequences will be with the EGR valve. Like the hose is blocked off. How am I doing for time here? Can't see that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the hose is blocked off. So I'm not worried about moisture and rain and crap going in there. I've got a gasket on it. I'll probably put some exhaust silicone just around it, just to, you know, seal it so that there's not even a hint of seepage. And I don't know if it's going to mess up my mass airflow sensor by unhooking the EGR valve? Would it leave it in a stuck closed position? And if it doesn't, if my EGR valve is stuck open, and that every time it kicks the exhaust out, it's just kicking it out like a muffler, you know, like a muffler. It's not going anywhere. What I'm worried is, can moisture go back in there and really screw up my engine? You know, like you're driving in the rain, for example. Is that going to, you know, even though it's being pushed out and it's an exhaust, it might not be constant enough. There might, is there a vacuum that pulls back in a bit on the EGR valve? I don't know. I don't think so. I wouldn't imagine so. I think the flow would be one way, but I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know. So right now, technically, I could say I broke my truck better, and now it works better, but we'll see. Yeah.